What's the word? What's the word? What was the best part of the conversation today, bro? Yo. What's up, gods? What up, family? All right, so look. How y'all doing, man? It's a lot to go over. You just got your book, man. Thank you. Thank you for surely. That's BS. Alrighty. Yeah, thank you for surely, man. What vid is going viral? I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, but listen though, man. Blessings and activities to everybody that's locked in, tapping in, man. First of all, I want to thank y'all, man. Season 1 of High Level Conversation has been phenomenal. Season 2 is what we're working on right now, right? So we are in the mode of season 2. We got 3 episodes shot for this season. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. I just shot an episode with Tariq Nasheed. That one was, man, I ain't gonna lie. That one went, stupendous. You know what I'm talking about? I got an episode I shot with my pops and my brothers, Steve, my business partner, Quay. It was ridiculous. I got an episode I shot with Surviving Vegan. You know, those gonna be some bangers. So we're working on the rest, and I'm gonna need to know from some of y'all, what y'all want to see. But yeah, it's some smoke in the air already. You know what I'm talking about? No, I don't have a backup page. All of that is fake. Don't let the scammers get you. You know what I'm saying? The Nigerian scammers, they be on it. Some of these people that y'all ask me to interview, I don't actually be knowing them. And then some people, they kind of some new age intellectuals. You feel me? And I'm not really just not that into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like some people, they don't know how to, like their information be based on like their dreams and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's good to be in the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have your astral projections. It's good to, tap into the universe and tap into your physiological, your philosophical powers. But at the same time, some of this stuff should be science-based. It should be mathematical. It should be logically sound. You should not just be, your source shouldn't be, trust me, dude. Trust me, bro, that's source. So I think that's important. But, right now for season 2, we're going to be doing a campaign looking for sponsors. What I see in media, I don't like, right? I see in media, right now, like we got Emancipation coming out with Will Smith, right? Another slave movie. Woman King, a slave movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't need more slave movies because that ain't where our history begins. You know what I'm saying? Our history begins at the beginning of the world, right? Our history begins at the first human being, right? So when you want to talk about, our story, I want to make media like that tells the story of Marcus Vesey, tells the story of, Noble Drew Ali, that tells the story of Elijah Muhammad, that tells the story of Hannibal Barca, tells the story of John Horst, tells the story of, Toussaint Louverture, tells the story of, Nanny and the Maroons, and tells the story of Imhotep and Menes, the first pharaoh, and, the Dogon people, and, Queen Nzinga, and all of these different people that we've had, Mansa Musa and Hannibal Barca, right? Like, there's so much that we can start at when we talking about history. But the reason that they want to continue to keep us, like even a Carter G. Woodson story would be great. You understand me? Like we have so much powerful history. There's even stories about African popes of Rome and Yusuf a king in Upper Senegal and Askia the Great, the Emperor Senghoi, right? Or Emile Ismail, the Emperor of Morocco, or, the King of Portugal, or Dark Mulatto. There's so many different stories, John Baptiste, Bernadotte, a colored man that was the founder of prison royal family of Sweden. Like Prince Abd Rahman, right? A highly educated grandson of the emperor of Timbuktu, right? Who was captured in battle, sold into slavery in America. Years later, a white doctor who traveled on reading from a book. Right? Like there's so many stories that we can talk about, but we be going to some bullshit, man. Like, so you know, the actor may be great, the movie may be great, but is it good programming? You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sit and talk with everybody just because they got some clout. You know, I want to talk about real things. You know, Patrice Lumumba, right? Mugabe, right? Like there's real history, there's real stories, there's real scientists, inventors. Like we got so many inventors, and we never see movies about the hundreds and thousands of inventors that we have in our culture. We don't get, like, where's the movie about the man who created the street lights? You know what I'm saying? The doorknob. Like, I would like to see that, because now you see everyday aspects to where it's like, damn, every time I touch the doorknob, I got to remember a black person created this. Every time I stop at the stoplight, I got to remember a black person created this. Right? Like, that to me changes how we go about reality, because then we see our contribution everywhere we walk. You understand me? That's different. But if they keep repainting our, whether it's a heroic story of slavery or it's a bad one or whatever, now your self-image is always in a narration of a slave. Never as a master or an engineer or a scientist or a mathematician or a farmer, right? Agriculturist, you know, a horticulture, right? None of these things. But no, I want to see us, you know, in roles of leadership and royalty. Don't just show me the Moors that was selling people out as slaves and women king. Show me the ones that was teaching the European civilization and literature. Show me the African philosophers. You know, I want to see a story where the Dogon people was on some real mystical stuff and they was charting the sky, figuring it out, because somehow they was connected to the cosmos. See, when you tell our stories, shit go seem so magical that you be like, damn, that's what we are. That's where we come from. I want to see, you know, we and Tariq Nasheed talked about this. We talked about the voodoo. I want to see our people practicing voodoo. You understand me? I want to see us navigating the swamps and controlling alligators. And I want to see the black men controlling hyenas. And you know what I'm saying? Don't show me Idris Elba punching a lion. I want to see the real life of who we are. Somebody said, do your own research. No, what I just said is what I'm about to create. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like Tariq Nasheed, because Hidden Colors 1 through 5, you know, really expose us to a lot of truth of ourselves. You know, and I believe that high level conversations get to be that next level exposure as well, because with season 2, you know, and season 3, like each season gonna be a little different, but we really want to go into exposing people to some of these stories, you know, getting some real highlights from some of this stuff. I love to do an episode with the real Tarzan. They got to be somewhere with animals and in the jungle, though. It can't be us sitting on the couch. It got to be active, though. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know, what we work in high level media, man, is to make sure that we, you know, our evolution is to create these stories. It's to bring them out in some sort of way. I don't want there to be no, you know, unsung heroes, untold stories in our culture. Somebody say not the voodoo. Why not the voodoo? Because they told y'all that our people had power and that we have the ability to practice it, and they told y'all it was wrong. Yet they got a million shows about witchcraft and magic, and that comes from our people, right? They had shows like Charm that was a hit. That all of that comes from voodoo. Voodoo is not a bad thing. You understand me? It's our people utilizing our magic, using the earth, using the essence, right? Using the tools to create and put intention into things and you know, learn our own power. But they got you afraid of using your own power. Voodoo, yes. They use it every single day on you. So the fact that they can get you to be fearful of your own power means you would never use it, because they tell you don't tap into it. No, I ain't talking about doing demonic shit. Listen, all of the, you gotta, there's, you know, all of these words that they use is dangerous, right? a demon, right? These are just entities. You understand me? That you can control any energy, any idea, any aspect of reality. You have the power to control that. They put it in these movies and they make you fearful of them. Right? They put all of these different sayings on. Oh, you can't say this. You can't tap into this. Well, damn. How y'all know? Because they use it every day to control the world. You show me a billionaire that don't use, you understand me, spirituality. You show me a billionaire that ain't utilizing ritualism, that ain't using supreme mathematics. You know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he came and he lays down supreme mathematics, or what the people know now as numerology. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand how to portalize things, how to use junctures in time. Then you got to understand design, ethos, how to utilize the golden ratio, spatial differences, and how these have effects on the mind. You know, tantric sciences, kundalini, electricity. Anytime we use this stuff, they got us making fun of ourselves. You let somebody start talking like this, mainstream. Oh, he crazy, or he woke, or he hotep, or this, because they don't want you to see it as reality. They don't want you to see this. I don't mind talking about, you know, economics and, you know, economic hitmen and financial liberation and teaching us all of the things that we need to learn. But you when I look in the streets, that ain't the issue I see the most part. I think the issue that I see the most part is that we no longer are spiritually and mentally aligned. See, when you got a powerful people, and you know it's dangerous. Sometimes I see these shows, man, the sci-fi shows. It's like a person that forget that they powerful and how dangerous that can be, because they can harm themselves or they can harm somebody else. They don't know how much power they got, and they keep holding it in and they express it in these different ways until somebody be like, yo, don't you know who you are? Yo, don't you know you like one of the most powerful people on this planet Earth? Let me teach you who you are. You know what I'm talking about? That's different. So once you understand that power, the game changes. So for me, I want us to understand, you know what I mean? Number one, when it comes to media, like what we're going to be doing on high level, we're going to get into making movies and docuseries and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all think Mermaid and like Woman King is not empowering images for young black girls. We got so many, number one, but at the same time, I understand why they don't want to see us as mermaids. But at the end of the day, our people have always been great swimmers. We've always mastered the oceans. You know, we were the first to embark upon those missions and cross oceans and go visit other places. You understand me? Christopher Columbus got lost, right? And thought he was in India, so he named the people Indians. But he never actually stepped foot in America. He's never been to California, right? That was Khalifa, named after a black woman. You got to know your history. You got to know these stories that are reality, right? I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson saying that, you know, that was the most important moment in history. You see, you Negroes don't know that. Negroes do not know how to even utilize their analytical mind in conjunction with blackness. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start to look at the things that we've done in time, you know, I hate to see a brilliant mind like that only be used to push a narrative of, you know, common white society. Nah, like we got to understand, you know, from that point of like let's go back to like even systems of voodoo and magic. There's so much spiritual slavery that's happening right now. right? There's so much spiritual slavery right now that, if I wanted to control the people forever, I would make sure that they disconnected to their power, because then they're going to feel inconfident. I walk around, I hear the young black men talk to me, and they be like, man, I ain't got no confidence. That's what I hear when they talking. They telling me all the problems. I'm going to answer your question, why is I offended by the name Woman King? They tell me about all of their problems, and they tell me about all their issues. And most of this shit that they talking about just a lack of belief in self. That's it. I said, damn, man, you don't know your power. That's why people all ask me, what gives me the ability to be as I am? And I'm like, my parents told me that I was a god at an early age. They told me the truth. That word, I am God, try it out sometime. See, they put a spell on your head where, no, I can't say that. Oh, no, that's this or that's that. That's magic. When you can make a people believe that, wow, if I do this, something wrong is going to happen. Why? Some spell, some magic will pop out the air and hit you. They telling you, don't practice voodoo, that's against God. No, just by telling you that is a spell. I'm going to whisper this in your ear. It's an incantation. You hear it over and over. It vibrates. It becomes a frequency. It becomes a manipulation. It becomes a form of mind control. It's an incantation. So that's why I teach you, no, you got to create affirmations. Right? Things that reaffirm and enchant your mind with different vibrations and frequencies. The shit really simple when you think about it. You understand me? So they be like, nah, you can't say this. You can't think like this. I say that I am a God, and people mad. But I can defer to myself and of lesser value. So if man calls himself nigga and man are not equal, nigga is less than a man, the world sees it okay as long as you're degrading yourself with your words. But if you exalt yourself, the world has a problem, because this world is made of certain ideas and spells. And so these are the ones that are over the mind. No, if you think like this, then that's a problem. Wait a minute. This not what my people said. This what y'all people said. Nowhere in Africa, in ancient culture, they didn't say that. They didn't say this was a problem. Why is it y'all make this up? So I always tell you, I can prove that I'm a god, and anybody I have a superpower of logic. No. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. We got stories of men becoming God. A story of Jesus is a story of a man becoming God. A process of ascension, if that's what you believe. I'm just saying. You can't tell me you believe in the story of a man being born here on earth, in physical body and flesh, right? And then he goes, he dies, he comes back to life, and then he's God. That's the story that's sold around the world. And they say, you can't talk religion and you can't talk politics. They teach you to do that when you do media training and shit. See, this world put a spell on you. So they tell the entertainers, this is what you can't talk about. You can't say none of these truthful things. Oh, man, come on, man. You got to understand, man. They understand the voodoo so well. They took our magic and used it against us by locking certain things in our brain. Don't think like this. Don't move like this. Don't act like this. Don't talk like this. Don't walk like this. Don't breathe like this. They start to put locks. So, nope, you can't use this compartment of your brain. You can't use this part of your brain. You can't use this. You can't say that. Nope, you need to filter your thoughts 3 to 4 times. But freedom is expression. The highest level of freedom is decision. Your ability to be able to make decisions for yourself. So you have to be able to decide that, to say no. How do you break the spell? See, truth breaks all spells. Truth breaks all spells. That's why they say the truth shall set you free. Right? Because you can become bonded because of the lies that are told, which destroys your brain from circulating at the highest level. You can't reach your highest full potential through lies. That's a negative energy. But truth is an electrical current. Truth is mathematical. right? And it can be proven in no limit of a time. So if you tell somebody that, it's here, imagine you a mathematician and they say, okay, what is the formula in which I turn this machine on? I need to compute this in here. I need to get this machine rolling. Give me the formula. And the person tell you the wrong formula. You type it in, boom. Nope, that didn't work. That code didn't work. I need another formula. Nope, that ain't work. It's locking me out. So instead you say, okay, I'm going to give you the right math, man. The formula is E equals MC squared or something. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Boom. All right, just got access. Right? So the lies is going to keep you out of certain things. It's never going to give you full access because the truth fits in perfectly. You get that? The truth fits in perfectly. The truth is like a Tetris piece that you drop on a line and it fits. But the lie, it tries to shape and form and fools you that it fits there, but it doesn't. There's no substitute for truth. Because now you can connect dots. You can see the world for what it is. You can see the entire reality. So for me, I need the truth because only the truth is going to give me the power. I need to see things as they are. Give me the full story. See, some people don't want the truth because they like, damn, can my brain process it? Why? It's not that the truth is dangerous. It's because once you get it, now your brain has to emotionally, spiritually, and mentally handle this new electricity because it's going to connect the dots and you can have a surge and your brain can just fry. Like, oh, shit, it's dangerous. That's like if somebody do you wrong, man, I don't even want to know. Why you don't want to know? Because you don't want to know the truth because it's going to set you free. Now the electricity is free to roam and now you have to deal with this rush because you've been trying to hide behind ignorance. I don't want to know. I don't want to go through it. You understand me? So no, you have to be able to tap into that power. You dig? So for me, it's like when you enlighten somebody, you're giving them truth, and then that truth has electricity, right? That then sends signals in the mind that expands the mind, and it reaches areas that was once dark. So now it's revealing more of yourself. It's revealing more of reality. It's revealing more of who you are. So imagine you lost your memory, and you a trust fund baby though, but nobody's telling you that your parents is rich. Nobody is telling you, not only that you're a trust fund baby, let's say you're a royal, but they ain't gonna tell you that, you inherited a kingdom. So now you don't know your riches and your powers. They not gonna tell you that your family were scientists and they were geniuses. So now you don't know what's in your DNA. So now you don't even know to try certain things because if you look at your parents and you look at the history of your family and your genealogy, you know what's in it, your DNA that you can pull out of. The same thing like Bronny with LeBron's son. Man, let me try basketball because I got them genes like my pops. So if you know that you got a scientist, right, in your DNA, man, maybe let me get into science. Because epigenetics said it's 7 generations, right? Not only trauma passed down, but information is passed down. So when you know who you are, wait a minute. My pops is a scientist. You said that I inherited wealth. Oh, wait a minute. I got all this money I can unlock. You said I'm royal. Oh, this is the way I'm supposed to behave. This is my position. Y'all lied to me. Y'all had me living as a slave. Y'all had me living as a fool. The only thing they told me about my family is they was once slaves. That's all they told me. They never told me that we had power, we had wealth, we had science and knowledge. No. So if I can keep you blind, deaf, and dumb to a truth, then you never stand up a certain way. You in the hood thinking you a nigga. You walking down the street, you talk like the niggas you know, because that's all you see. So I ain't gonna never show you no Hannibal Barca and tell you about 20-year-olds, military genius that were conquering Rome, that was a young black man just like you, because now you gonna be thinking you can do the same thing. Now your vision becomes bigger. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you stuff like that. I ain't gonna tell you about black men who was fighting alongside of the Native Americans that won their freedom. You know what I'm saying? During slavery. Why is that story never told? Oh no, I don't want you to know that even during the harshest times that you had a willpower that was so strong that nothing can get you down. Because when you worried about not being able to pay the bills, not knowing how to make some money, feeling a little insecure because nobody want to talk to you, man, you'll be like, man, that ain't nothing compared to what I come from. My stock is different. You understand me? So now, when you studying and you learn the black man created the computer chip and, and essentially invented the goddamn cell phone and, was responsible for all of these things, you're like, that's who I am. No, but if they skip all of that and skip so much on purpose, 500 years is a long time for a couple of stories about slaves running away and a couple of rebellions. And that's all we know. 500 years. 500 years. Now we go back. All right, what was happening 600 years ago? What was your people? What kind of people were they? What tribe did they come from? What was they doing? 700 years. What about 1,000 years? What about 2,000 years ago? Because most people only know, now let's find 3,000. No, we skipped that. Let's go to Egyptians. Even though Egyptians is the most whitewashed black history in the world. Nah, they go tell you, they go look at the Olmec's broad face and noses, and they go tell you all of these excuses why they wasn't black men. Even though we can see with our eyes. We looking directly with our eyes. And we saying, bruh, that looked like me. Oh, no, that wasn't you. That wasn't you. They just made broad faces to accentuate things. Or that they was making faces of like little baby God so it looked different. Or, they tools wasn't that sharp. So they just left some stuff like that. Or these things are unfinished. What? Bruh, that statue look like me. I go to Egypt and I look on the walls and I say, okay, I see what happened here. Our ancestors was here and they was building shit. No, brother, chill. These was not black people. I know there are black people here, but let me tell you the story. These were white people that painted themselves black because that was their art style back in the day. Huh? Did they had braids and stuff too? They was in the sun? Did they have suntan lotion back then? Because how was they? I don't get it. Did they face ever peel off like Europeans today? No. Let me get all of this science and archaeologists and all of these scientists to tell you why what you see and don't make sense. So this is the magic. This is the spell that you can't even believe your own eyes. What? You telling me that there are statues that look like me all around the planet Earth, but none of them are my people? Huh. But all of the statues that look like white people, that's your people. None of them are my people? Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, Mr. Stevens. All right, Frederick. All right, teacher. Thank you for that. Appreciate the history lesson. You make sense. They can make goddamn sense. They got a coin of Hannibal Barca, the inventor of military strategy. They show his face on there. They got a reason why that is too. Come on, man, that wasn't really him. Why did they say Beethoven, was a mulatto? They say he was a brown skinned man. They said his hair, was something that people wanted to come see. No, he wasn't black. That's just how they talked back then. Man, y'all just tripping. Something ain't adding up. So either we are to believe these very super racist people at this time who the whole world knows had a hateful agenda against black people specifically. So how do you believe a history that was made up during the height of racism? When they spread philosophies on purpose to justify slavery. So, but y'all, you still don't get it though. You still don't understand how powerful it is that we knew this. I ain't talking about believe it. I'm talking about just know it. As much as we know the sun is going to rise tomorrow. I'm not talking about just belief. I'm talking about a knowing. Oh, I know my people ran the earth. It's different. Like the history of America is actually very rich and vibrant. But we overemphasize so much negativity that we forget about all of the great things that we've been doing this whole entire time. We've been building and creating shit this whole time. But guess what? There's no wealth connected to it. That's why we don't like it. Because you saying, wait a minute. We created all of this. So why we broke? What they say that we lazy though. They say we niggas in the hood and we don't do shit. No, brother. You invented everything. Your people's, they just stole everything, didn't give you no credit, and then told you don't deserve reparations because none of the people that did that are alive today, but all of their families are benefiting from the privilege of everything they stole and every system that they created to keep us down, to keep us out of wealth, to keep us out of power. But now let's just forget about it. You done lost your goddamn mind. So I be really wanting us to walk around like we know that about ourselves. I be really wanting us to walk around like we know we gods. But this has to be knowledge that you put in your DNA because you have to counteract the knowledge that they put in your DNA, the indoctrination. When we watching movies, it is programming that goes directly to the subconscious. This program is a frequency that is embedded in our DNA somewhere. When we have children, we then pass on those images in their DNA. Because we store information. Our blood stores information. You have to understand how powerful this is. There's electricity and information in our blood. Right? These are electrical lines and computers and sending signals all throughout our body. We got these powerful systems where we're sending information and electricity and flow and light. And all of this stuff is just operating through us. But what we don't understand today is that we're trapped by our sight because we only believe what we see. And this is how they really played us because you stopped using your other senses. They told you about 5 senses. Wait a minute. What about your intuition? Isn't that a sense? What about when you have psychic revelation about things? You just know things. What is that? These are more senses where you can just feel things. You can feel people around you. You can feel somebody looking at you. Oh no, they robbed you of your common sense. You understand me? No. What are you talking about, man? You got all kind of powers. Your ability to just, you can literally think of a future and make it happen, and then they gonna tell you you're not God. What the fuck you mean? The way y'all describe God is just that. Our minds are God. This is what you have to understand. I'm not talking about my body. I'm not talking about my body, my ears, my eyes, stuff like that. This stuff, no. We are infinite beings in limited bodies. Somebody said, well, if you God, how come you can't live forever? Because we didn't make it like that. We made it to have experiences. A car is a car, but that don't mean that the car got to run forever. We make new models of new cars. If you look throughout history of human existence, we have been improving our bodies that fit the times. We've had bodies that have elongated heads, right? We had bodies that was more hunchback. We had bodies that the features was accentuated. We change our bodies. Now we are upright human beings that stand up and that look around. And now our mental energy is at a high intellectual level. There was no people in history that was breaking shit down like this. So you have to understand that we the newest model. If you go watch Terminator, right? Every Terminator, right? They got a new model of the machine. It's just, the programming essentially, that's the same. You got the Godhead, the AI that programs, tell it what it's going to do. But the body goes to improvement so that the mind can do more. Or that the body can do more because the mind can do everything. Then the brain has to be programmed so that the brain can program the body. And the body can do capability because in your mind, you can run 100 miles per hour. But you have to train your body to catch up to what your mind is capable of doing. Your mind can run a million miles per hour because anything that the mind can imagine, it can do. But the computer can be trying to run a program, but how slow would that computer go if it tries to run a program without the memory and the processing speed and the proper energy? Because if you take any computer and then the energy is low, right? It's at 10%, at 5%. Now that computer ain't processing. You trying to download new things? No. So we have the ability to receive downloads, but we don't have the electricity. We don't have the proper software. You understand? We don't have the proper energy to run all these programs. So you have the ability, and sometimes you got people that go crazy because they got too many files open. Their mind is all messed up. They got viruses in their mind. You understand me? Now they're trying to run programs and it's glitching. They talking to themselves. They stuck. I don't know if y'all remember when computers was first coming out. You know, I remember we had a class where we used to break down the motherboard. They used to show us how to put it back together, right? I always look at the motherboard, right? If you look at the motherboard and how that computer looks, and you flying in an airplane and you look down on the city, it's going to look just like that mother grid. In the downtown areas, you're going to see more centralized growth where we start to build upward instead of lateral outward, right? But it looks like a grid where information is just moving about. That's how we are. We are all electricity moving, right? Now, some of us, because this is what you have to understand, that they made you think about significance based on measurement of size. And this is dangerous because size has nothing to do with significance. An atom is small, right? But everything is made up of it. A boson particle is small, right? But size has nothing to do with value. So they be like, well, you this small in the universe. What does that mean? It didn't start off big. It started off small. Everything of significance starts off small. The significance is the root. It's the seed. It's the beginning. Right? Because this is where all things come from. So, but if I can make you feel small and make you believe that being small makes you insignificant. So they show you trillions of universes and say, you are right here. You don't matter. What? I am matter. There's no such thing as not mattering. Everything is matter. You say Black Lives Matter. They trick the brain. These words are to trick the brain. Well, what does that mean? Black Lives Matter. Does it state anything? Oh, well, it says that Black Lives Matter. It just reiterates the same sentence over and over and over. It's a loop. But it doesn't go anywhere. See, when I say something like Black Power matters, why does it matter? Oh, what's Black Power? You understand me? This is something that you can utilize to control. Now, this is different. Now you can control matter with power. You understand this? The substance of what you say is very important when you go out there and you chanting. Black Lives Matter. So what? I get it. Duh. It's a very duh statement. There's no power in it at all. So instead, we need terms that actually go somewhere because we're just recycling a term and it's like begging for existence. So everybody's in the street begging for existence. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. I exist, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. It's like you're screaming. Are you in a burning building? So we have to understand that when we have global phenomenons where the entire world is chanting, but they're not putting out any enchantment, no incantation, it's not the same. See, the most significant thing that happened during that time, see, black bodies were ritualized for power. You have to understand how powerful your black body is. When George Floyd was killed, it's one of the most significant events in the past century. They overlooked this. This is how powerful our bodies are. Right? He was there. His spirit was gasping for air and energy the whole time, fighting to stay alive. And then it released. And it sent a shockwave throughout reality. Now, his bodies are used in ritual procession because they house energy. right? That death energy is a very powerful energy. It's death and life are two of the same energies. Life and death speaks on the same thing, just on two different doorways. One doesn't exist without the other. So, but what happened during that time? It sent fearful shockwaves to white America. It's created corporate guilt. Without that, during that time, we seen more white guilt than any other time in history. Any other time in history. You talking about there's black people that wouldn't have the funding that they have now, the jobs that they have now, the sponsorships that they have now if George Floyd had not died. A lot of people don't want to give credit and understand that that event was the catalyst, right? That created corporate guilt and change to this day. So, I'll be looking at things because I'll be studying. You feel me? I'll be trying to put us on game. You got to understand that there's certain points in time. But see, we die and these things just, they just transfer over. Like, no, this was the one time where it was a juncture in time where we actually took advantage of it, because most of the time when black men die, our bodies are used as ritualized efforts. So everybody builds their corporations, their businesses, their ideas on these moments in time. But they don't actually love black men. You understand me? So these are the things that, I look at throughout history because I understand, and I look at throughout time because I understand that our history and our story here in America is very crucial, that we've always been a sacrifice for change, right? And the most thing that we sacrifice the most is our humanity. But the most dangerous thing about those moments like that is that when black men see other black men lose, right, we feel weak, defeated. It effeminates you. My brother Dr. Wesley broke that down. He said when you see another black man getting killed, it lowers your testosterone because testosterone is increased through winning. When we see wins, when you see your favorite team lose, that sinking feeling that you get, oh man. So when you see that, it was increasing fear. So not only were we sacrificed physically where the brother died, the masculinity of black men was sacrificed for capitalism, for capital gain, for moments where people got sponsorships, people got, all these different looks as great activists, and these campaigns got millions of dollars, and the Democrats got millions of dollars, and everybody used our death and exploited us, and then all of the campaigns were pushed and start pushing black men to the back. Did you notice that all of a sudden everybody else issues and problems now became upgraded? Well, damn. Well, now let's listen. Now that we can use the black man, let's on his body. Let's push the women's movement. Let's push the LGBT movement. Let's push the Asian movement. You understand me? Let's push these to the forefront. Now these are the new minority. This is the new representation out here, right? When we do movies and we talk diversity, let's push this group forward. Right? Well, damn. Shit. Black men like shit. We still ain't got y'all acting like we need a new minority. Shit, y'all ain't made just do with this group yet. They move forward. Like all of a sudden mass incarceration stopped or something. They just move forward like, all right, bro, y'all never actually did shit. When we look at the statistics in America, black men are at the highest of everyone for everything that is bad in this country, from arrest to homicide to disease. Wait a minute, how do we get past that? How? That ain't progress because you focusing now on sexual preference. That ain't progress because and no disrespect to my Asian community, because, some Asians got pressed and all of a sudden now y'all get a bill. No, wait a minute. Y'all skipping some steps, ain't you? So But look, now we don't even, so now they got the young black men like, shit, man, being a black man too hard. Not only being a black man too hard, they like, man, being a man too hard. They will support you more if a black man becomes a woman, if a black boy becomes a woman, he will get supported more than a black boy that's working to become a man. Tell me that that's not true. I'm talking about mainstream media. Come on now. You don't get celebrated for going through your rites of passage and trying to become a man in this world. That ain't what they pushing. So these young boys feel lost because they don't feel like there's no outlet anymore to be a man. They feel like, man, if I get killed, everybody else benefit from it but me. I can't even benefit from my own death. What legislation did black men get to protect them? None. So you telling me that we had a whole entire rally, the whole world seen it, they was up in arms, and now where's the bills that's specifically for black men? I just want y'all to understand it, because here's the reason I'm saying this as well, because when black men feel unprotected, black women feel neglected. Because if we can't protect ourselves, then we can't protect you. So you have to understand the trickle effect. So black men are seen at a higher degree because our responsibility is protection of our family. So you got to understand how it goes. First we destroy you, then we come after your woman, then we come after your children. So now the young boy like, well, Pops ain't gonna protect me. Pops is unprotected himself. He getting killed. So they like, shit, I don't want to grow up and be that unprotected class, because we are the only class in America that is unprotected. So you have to understand the game that's being played. So now, let's throw in some more slave movies. I want to show y'all, not only that, I'm going to show y'all in every toxic, foul manner that I can think of. Woman King. Let's push the black woman up and show the black men it's all toxic. Let's show the black women protecting themselves, and the black women, the black men, the ones that they protecting themselves against. And then let's make sure that black women are championing this, and this is something that everybody can get around, and you know, they're tough, and it's the independent movement. It's part of the women's movement. Okay. Oh, Black Panther. Let's do that again. Let's push the black woman in the front. Chad Boswick, he died. Let's go create a film. Let's make everybody emotional about black death again, black men dying again, right? Let's get a blockbuster hit, and then the black woman is right there in front again. Huh. Damn. Okay. Because I ain't never seen Superman die because Christopher Reeve was paralyzed. How many Batmans they created? 1,000 of them? Yeah, everybody got a chance to be Batman. All of a sudden, the black man dies in real life, and the fictional character dies too. So now you can't even imagine yourself as a king of Wakanda no more. Damn. We got to die in real life, then we got to die in the movies too. Shit. We ain't even safe in fiction. I don't want y'all feeling safe nowhere. Nah, we can't have this. We can't let them put out this kind of programming against us, man, and we just lay down and go with it. Y'all don't understand, man, the games that's being played on all these levels. Y'all don't understand the games that's being played, man. It's a dangerous game that's being played out of here. You understand me? Somebody said he really died in the comic. Not at the one mission. We seen number one. Listen, man. Black Panther died 3 times. First, he disappeared into another dimension when Thanos snapped him away. He died there. He died. They take Chad Boseman and say, well, he died when Chad Boseman died. Then they got a movie on after he died, and now he gonna die again. But that's 3 different times we got to mourn the man. Man only had one solo movie. Come on now, we could have put Denzel Washington's son in there and had another king of Wakanda and honored him. We could have figured out anything. We'll see what they do. But now let's show Will Smith as a slave. We seen him, get crucified in front of the world for having an act of hyper-masculinity, as so it's said to be. Now let's show him as a slave again. Remind these niggas. Come on, man. I don't want to see him as a slave. I want to see him as, Hannibal Barca. I want to see him as a military general slashing up Romans. I'm just saying, y'all don't see it the way I see it. I get it, because y'all don't understand that we don't write these films and we don't control Hollywood. And you don't understand how powerful programming is. This is all magic. This is all to get in your mind. This is all to control the story of how you see yourself. Yeah. See, and the mermaid stuff don't matter unless she got her a black man. Damn, none of the Disney movies, none of the Disney little princesses is with a black man. Why not? Because they're not going to put images of you and her together, fool. They're not going to put no images implanting the black family. Here we are in a society where they make fun of black men not being in the household, but they're not going to project no positive images of black men being in the household. They're not going to project no images of a young black girl who dreams of being with a black man. Oh, no. We're not going to do that. Come on, man. And this is what we call empowerment. So, I'm saying this because, High Level Conversation Season 2, man, we, and what I want to do with this company and going forward is like, I'm saying all this because I'm going to take this consciousness, this energy, and this is what I want to put into what we create over there and what we produce for ourselves. Getting these things, getting a budget for these things, getting the capital for these things is going to be a high key priority. Not just for me, but for everybody. And I see, this is Blaster Rap say true, but I'm still supporting Highly. I never said don't support the sister, but this is how they do though. See, if I take an agenda and I put, black women in front of it, you go support it. Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about it. First trick. When they run out of tricks, they go use your woman. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like you supporting her. But in the reality, you supporting the agenda. You're not supporting Holly. It feels like it. She didn't write that movie. She don't own that movie. She doesn't get to decide the narration that's in the movie. So I'm not saying don't go see the movie or not, but I'm just saying, because you can watch any and every movie, but think about, you have to be a critical thinker. When you sit down with your children, you have to have these conversations so that when they watch the movie for entertainment, they can see the tricks being played. Whether it's seeping into their subconscious, they thinking critical on it. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying don't watch these movies. I'm not saying boycott the movies. I haven't said that none. I love movies. But I'm saying that when you do watch them, you have to be careful of what you allow to seep into your mind. So when you think critical on these things, you can change the perspective of what was seen in the narration. So it's like if I let my child watch something, I'm going to have a conversation with them. You know what you just seen, right? You know the agenda that was put in there. You know the narration. You know it could have been a movie like this. You know that they could have made the story like this. And your child be like, damn, you're right. I never thought of it like that. You're correct. So you can't allow your child to accept programming and you, the teacher, that is supposed to be their line of defense, not come up there, you understand me, and then teach them. No, because now you're training them to accept everything that's given to them. No, so and some people, it's not that serious. Oh, so when we see, the young black men and women that lose their mind, you understand me, that's out here depressed and got all these mental health issues, and the statistics of, our failure continue to increase. Those are the people, where everybody said, well, it's not that serious. Well, how do you think they keep us? Because we don't take nothing serious. How do you think they keep us down? How you think that so many of us fall to the wayside? Because those are the parents that didn't take that shit serious. They don't understand, the things and the effects, the things that it can have on the children. Because who you are as a children is who you become as an adult. No, that is the most serious time of your life. As a child is the most serious time of your life. We actually got it backwards. Once you become a full, mature human being and you wise enough, go have your fun, do what you want to do, because you have a great mind that can make the best decisions. But as a child, it is the most serious time because it is the time where the child is being unconsciously programmed to think whatever is in their environment. Between the ages of 1 to 7, the child is not really conscious. They're just being programmed. So you can't just let them have fun. That's how they trick you. It's basically saying, give us your children. Let us raise them. And by the time it's too late, then you teach them. What? Now you have to teach against the programming. No, the most serious time is when they are children. Don't let them fool you. The most serious time is when you allow them to just sit in front of that iPad all day long because you don't want to watch the child. I get it. You need a way to be able to focus on what you got going on as an adult. But that's the most serious time. Because now you don't even know what kind of programming they get. Because you just happy they silent. Right? So I'll give you your snacks. I'll give you your food. I'll give you your sugar. I'll give you your programming. Right? That's the most serious time. Now they developing their habits, their addictions. Right? Their way of thinking. And now when they're an adult, you mad at them. Whoa, wait a minute. But in the programming phase, you gave me to the world. Now you mad at how I became and how I was shaped? You mad I'm not listening to you, but you didn't realize that you unconsciously programmed me to go against you? So I'm cognitive of these things. And as I just want us to be cognitive of it as well. You have to be cognitive of these things because you are, the shaper of the future. So this generation is based upon our childhood. When you see grown people, think, damn, how were they raised? How was their childhood? Don't just think of grown people like, oh, they just got like that. Now it's their problem. You got to look at the background. So what was happening during those time periods? What kind of messages were spread in the diaspora? What type of messages was being spread? What type of programming was being given? This is the product of that. So when we are faced with a generation that grows up, now we get to see the product of their upbringing. And now we can be like, oh shit, we kind of fucked up. Yeah, I don't think we should did that. We shouldn't have let them watch that. Shouldn't have let them listen to that. Shouldn't have let them just wear that. Shouldn't have let them just do this. Damn, we messed up. I guess we didn't raise them right. It's too late by that time. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, I just wanted to come on here, have a conversation with y'all. I was actually going to talk about Block World Order because we're going to start doing the approvals. But some of these conversations that we're going to have, like the mental reprogramming that we're going to do in the Block World Order, all of these things will be taught. You know what I mean? I don't like talking about things unless I have an action plan to teach. So not only the financial things are going to be given in the Block World Order, but, we're going to be financing some of these projects as well. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. You feel me? And I just want us to have and to be equipped with the tools, right? Because I understand how serious it is, how hard it is. But you have to realize how necessary and how important and how urgent it is that we equip ourselves with better ways to raise ourselves and raise our children and raise that God within. I just really don't want to see us out here struggling with mental issues and problems because we keep talking about all these mental illnesses, but we're not talking about the ways to repair ourselves properly. You understand me? and I know we can upgrade because we have the greatest hardware. We have the greatest firmware. And when you study and understand that, there is no way that you should be walking around feeling broken. If I have a bad day, I have to go back and I have to tweak and reprogram some things. I have to give myself a refresh, a reset. You know, because there's no way I'm going to allow myself to have a bad day. That's just a bad reaction to an emotion, because the day is consistent of the same time. And we don't have time, we make time. So I would not make bad moves because I won't have bad thoughts. 19 keys, make sure y'all lock into the Block World Order.